So if you can see this all right, you know, your spool is going to come into something like this. Now this is about a half mile of polybraid. So this is going to be good enough for 2 reels. So I've got 2 reels here. Now, I just want to really what motivated this video is I just want to show a little trick that I do that helps me out. I thought it might be valuable to you guys. So take the box that it came in, as long as it's deeper than the spool itself. Get your nifty, trusted pocket knife, come to the edge of the box, go a few inches down, stick it in, twist it around to make a nice hole. You're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, the same distance down. And then find yourself either like a piece of rebar, or I'm using like a good heavy wooden dowel. Any kind of post that's long enough and strong enough for your box and your reel. And you're just gonna feed your rod through the box, through your reel, back to the other end of the box. So now your spool can spin freely and it's gonna stay in place. The other thing you'll just wanna make note of is when you find the end of your wire and it detaches, it's either gonna feed from the top or the bottom. Now, with both of those wires, wherever they went, you may be able to notice these both kind of hold their form. So if I bend these, see how they stay kind of bent? And so that's gonna take the natural, this wire's gonna take the natural shape of this spool. So I don't know the right answer here, but you could argue that like, okay, you should have it feed from the bottom so that when you're reeling it in, it's gonna take the same shape as it is wound on the spool. Or you could do it the other way so that it's maybe straightening it out more. I don't think that's really a big deal either way, the form of the wire. But I like it so that it feeds from the top because it's less likely to hit the back end of your box here. So just be thinking of that as you feed your rod through your spool. And so this is nice because, you know, you can just put on your favorite show. That's why I'm inside here. You're just gonna take the end of your wire. If you have a guide, you're gonna feed it through the guide. You're gonna tie it off onto these metal rods going through here. And then you're just gonna wind it up until you get to about 1/4 to 1/2 inch from the edge of your spool. You're gonna want it to be even. And to do that, as you're reeling in, you're gonna wanna kind of twist and move this around a little bit. This is true when you're initially loading your reel and when you're out in the field reeling it back in. So if I just held this still and just wound it in, just perfectly straight the whole time, it's gonna build up in the middle, which means it's gonna start rubbing against this guard and this guard before I get, you know, my 1/4 mile of wire on here. Not only that, but the wire is going to start to fall to the side and on top of other wires, and it's just not going to feed right. So make sure you're kind of turning this back and forth as you reel it in and get it to be even, and that way you can get the maximum amount of wire on here and keep it from binding up. One thing that I wish somebody would make, one of these reels that had an eye that would oscillate back and forth like you would see on like a bait cast reel, like a fishing reel. I think that'd be super cool. Now maybe that would add too much cost and complexity for one of these, but man, I'd like to see it. So with that said, let's start winding our reel. So we're just gonna find the end of this. This kind just comes with a little nail that I'm gonna push out. The end's already kind of taped up, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. We're gonna come through our guide and then around these metal rods in the middle of the reel. However you feel makes good contact and is gonna work. And then tie your favorite slip knot on here to terminate it. I don't know if it matters much of where this knot is. I just leave it right here in the middle. Oh, real quick. Another thing I want to tell you about, another kind of perk of this rod that goes to the middle, and I think, as far as I know, all of these have it, is there's a little exposed part on the outside, this little ring for these two wires. And good thing about these wires, as you wind up the spool, there's gonna be a lot of contact with the rods right here. So it's gonna be very conductive. So what some people will get, and I really like these are just little like jumpers with clamps on each end. And so the idea is that you can clamp it on the outside of your spool here, and then you could clamp it on your hot wire if you've got like a permanent electric wire going above your woven wire fence, or you can clip it on the frame and now your hook is conductive. So now all you have to do, if you've got a hot wire, you can just hang it on your hot wire. I don't do that. It's nice that you could. What I typically do is I just take, I move my Energizer around with me. So I just take the clamp from my Energizer and just put it directly on the wire. Works good enough for me. But another reason you might want these is, again, if you're doing multiple wires, let's say you're just doing 2 wires, and you're gonna try to save yourself some work by pulling 2 reels at the same time. Well, now you're gonna connect your Energizer to one of those wires, but the other wire is not hot yet. So you can just take these jumpers and you can go from your top wire down to your lower wire, and now they're all connected. Now both wires are energized. I think I get these from Premier One. They're pretty inexpensive. All right, so now all there is to do is to start winding. Now you wanna make sure this is nice and snug. If you spin this too fast, there's a lot of inertia with this reel when it starts. And if you start to slow down, it's gonna keep on spinning, and you're gonna notice it's gonna kind of build up a lot of slack right here. So go at a good speed. If you need to, you can kind of put a foot or figure out something to provide a little bit of a break on your spool. But otherwise, you're just winding it up and going back and forth like we said, so that it tries to build on that spool as evenly as possible. All right, guys, so I've got this wound up pretty good now. As you can see, I'll try to show you up close. You know, I got pretty close to the edges here. Got it relatively even. So these spools are usually wound efficiently in the same way. They go back and forth. So there's not too much wiggling back and forth you have to do until you're out in the field, but just keep that in mind. So now that I've got this loaded pretty good, I just need to pick a spot, and again, you can get your diagonals, or if you don't mind abusing your pocket knife, get you your pocket knife, hold it nice and tight, and there you go. Now, whether you get the polybraid or the polywire, you know, these internal strands are all some kind of plastic, I think nylon, but some kind of plastic. So to keep it from unraveling, you know, get your lighter that we talked about earlier. I'm just gonna burn a little bit. Get it nice and hot. It's gonna start melting, shriveling up a little bit. It may catch on fire. If it catches on fire, just blow it out. And then very carefully, I kind of try to form this plastic into a point. This may not be the right way, but again, this is what I've always seen done, so this is what I do. It burns a little bit, but try to form that to a point so that it won't unravel. And then you can trim it up with your nifty diagonals. And repeat if you need to, but you know, that's pretty good. And then all you gotta do, feed that through whatever handle you're gonna use. And once again, tie your favorite slip knot onto here. So. There we go. That's pretty much it. Now you've got your reel ready to go for your fencing. It's that easy. Like I said, it takes a little bit of time, especially if you're doing multiple of these. So just get a comfy, your favorite spot on the couch, put on a good show, reel up your wire. Thanks again so much for watching. Y'all have a good one.